Hi, third graders. I am ready to begin our Module 4, Lesson 1. So we're going to be moving on to a new module for math. And I wanted to just give you a little information about how this week's going to go. There's only 2 days that you are required to do work this week. So Monday and Tuesday are the 2 days that I'm going to need to see that you're getting work done for your attendance credit, and then you get 5 days off in a row. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, no schoolwork. So that's pretty exciting to have that time free to spend with your family. So I really need you to work super hard Monday and Tuesday to make sure that all of your work gets done, so that way you can really enjoy that time, those 5 days with your family. Okay? So I need you to get your math out in front of you. It starts on page 81. And it is Module 4, Lesson 1, and we're going to get started. So Module 4, Lesson 1 starts with, we're going to be applying multiplication properties as strategies in this whole Module 4. And first, we're going to get our brains moving and ready to think and to go, and we're going to see if we can find all 8 ways to use these cards. Okay, so we've got 5 cards. So let's look at the numbers on the cards. We have a 2, a 5, a 6, an 8, and a 13. Excuse me. So there are 8 ways that we could use 3 of the numbers together in an addition equation or in a subtraction equation. And we're going to write the equations down here. So we're going to need to use 3 of these numbers, and we're going to have 2 numbers to the left side of the equal sign, so you're going to either add them or subtract them to equal one of the other cards. Okay? And what I did was I wrote our numbers on these cards, so that way it would be easier for us to maneuver them around to figure out our answers. So, and then I also created a plus, a minus, and an equal sign. A minus, a plus, and an equal sign. Okay? So, first I'm going to start with my 2 and my 5. If I were to add 2 plus 5, what do I get if I add 2 plus 5? Well, I would get 7, right? Is there a 7 up there? No. So I can't do a combination of a 2 plus a 5. But let's see if I do this, if I can do anything with this. What if I did, I have to put my bigger number first when I subtract, right? So what if I did 5 minus 2? What does 5 minus 2 equal? 5 minus 2 equals 3. Do I have a 3 as a card? No. So there's no combination of a 5 and a 2 together, either adding or subtracting, to give me one of the other numbers. So I'm going to not use those, but I'm going to stay with my 2. I'm going to try to do process of elimination to figure this out. I'm going to stay with my 2, and now I'm going to move to my 6. I'm going to start with my adding. So if I add 2 plus 6, what does 2 plus 6 equal? Whoops. 2 plus 6 equals 8, and 8 is one of my cards. So that could be my first equation. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Awesome. Now what if I try to use these same 2 numbers and I subtract? And remember, I always have to put the bigger number first when I subtract. If I do 6 minus 2, will I get anything? Not an answer that I have up here, right? 6 minus 2 is 4. So that one doesn't work. Okay, so I'm going to stick with my 2. I've used it with my 5, and I've used it with my 6. Now I'm going to use it with my 8. 2 plus 8. What is 2 plus 8? 2 plus 8 equals 10. Can I get anything with 2 plus 8 equals, do I have a 10? No, I don't. What if I reverse this and do 8 minus 2? What is 8 minus 2? 6, right? 8 minus 2 equals 6. Do you think that's one of our equations? Sure is, because we've got a 6 right here. So I could do 8 minus 2 equals 6. And I want to apologize, I forgot one. If I do 2 plus 6 equals 8, could I do 6 plus 2 equals 8? I sure could. When I add, I can always do the inverse of those numbers. I can always do the opposite, right? All right, so now I've done my 2 with my 8. Now I'm going to do my 2 with my 13. Now, process of elimination tells me, or just looking at these, I can't go bigger than 13 because that's the number here. So I'm not going to add anything to 13. But what if I subtract? What if I do 13 minus 2? What do I get when I subtract 13 minus 2? I get 11, right? Is there an 11 there? No. So my 2 is done. I don't need my 2 anymore because I know that I've figured out all the ways that I could use 2 in with these other numbers. So now I'm going to go to my 5. I want to add 5 plus my addition. There we go, my plus symbol. 5 plus 6. If I add 5 plus 6, what does that equal? That equals 11. I do not have an 11 there. And if I did 6 plus 5, it would equal 11, right? So I'm 5 and my 6 won't go together. What about 5 plus my 8? What if I do 5 plus 8? Ding, ding, ding. 5 plus 8 equals 13. Oh, I'm not wide enough to get all those numbers in there. So 5 plus 8 equals 13. And wouldn't the inverse be the same? What if I did 8 plus 5? 8 plus 5 would equal 13 as well. So I can put that up here as well. So we're down to 3 more problems. Okay, I'm going to stick with my 5. Now remember when we talked about the 2 with the 13, we know we can't add these two. If I add the biggest card I have is 13, so I won't add anything to 13, but let's see if I subtract. What if I do 13 minus 5? What do I get when I subtract 13 minus 5? 13 minus 5 is 8. So I can put 13 minus 5, and that equals 8. So now I'm done with my 5 as far as in my adding and subtracting part. Now I'm going to move to my 6. What would I get if I added 6 plus 8? 6 plus 8 is 14. So that would mean 8 plus 6 is 14. So that one doesn't work. What about 13 minus 6? 13 minus 6 equals... Does it equal one of our numbers? Sorry, my phone was just going off. No, it doesn't. It equals 7. Alrighty, so I don't have anything else I can do with a 6. Oh, I think I might have missed one. So let's go with our 8. Now we're on to our 8. I didn't do 8 minus 2. That was one I did not do. I did 8 plus 2, but I never did 8 minus 2. What is 8 minus 2? 8 minus 2 equals 6. Oops, there's our 6. So 8 minus 2 equals 6, which makes sense because if I have, oh no, we did 8 minus 2. We need 8 minus 6, sorry. Oh my goodness. You guys are thinking I'm crazy. Here it is, Sunday morning at 9:30. I'm trying to tape this and I'm not doing a very good job. I apologize, third graders. 8 minus 6 equals 2. There we go. That's why I messed up. Because I did do 8 minus 2, but I didn't do 8 minus 6. Okay. And then we need one more. And that's going to be 13. Now look at, we did 13 minus 5 equals 8. So do you think if I did 13 minus 8, it would equal 5? What do you think? 13 minus 8, does that equal 5? Sure does. If I have 13 and I take away 8, I get 5. So 13 minus 8 equals 5. Sorry about that confusion. I kind of really flubbed that part of the lesson up. Hopefully I do a better job with the rest of the lesson. Sorry about that, third graders. That happens though, right? That happens. Okay, so let's move on to 82. So we're going to see if we're ready for this lesson. So we're going to find the sum, and we're also going to change the order of the add-ins. The add-ins are the two numbers that we're adding together, and then we're going to add again. Well, if we add 5 plus 2, and look at, they even gave us some little blocks if we're needing some help adding 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Then it wants us to switch these two digits around, so we're going to do 2 plus 5. We're going to just flip-flop them. And we can see that if 5 plus 2 equals 7, then 2 plus 5 also equals 7. It doesn't matter the order when you're adding. You're still going to get the same answer. And that's all they want you to see. Now we're going to figure out how many, we've been doing this a lot, right? In our previous lessons, in our previous module. We're going to figure out how many rows we have. We have 2 rows. Oops. How many circles are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 circles in each row. So how many total circles are there? This would be 8 times 2, right? 8 times 2 equals 16. And if I were to count all those up, I'd have 8. And then 8 plus 8 is 16. How many rows do I have in our square array? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. How many squares are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 rows with 5 squares. 5, 10, 15, 20. I have 20 squares. All right, now we're going to skip count on our 100 chart. So we are going to count by tens and shade each number blue. So I need to get a blue, which I do not have, of course, over here. Hold on one second. Let me get blue. I apologize. This is what happens when I am not fully prepared. I am so sorry, third graders. You guys are probably thinking I'm losing it. Okay, count by tens, shade each number blue. So, if I look in my row, look at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So look at everything in this row right here is shaded blue. So what are our numbers? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Now we're going to count by fives and we're going to shade each of them red. I do not have a red, but I do have a pink, so I'm going to use my pink. At least it's in that same family, right? The red and the pink family. So now we're going to count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Ooh, so we've got lots of numbers to write. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Wowzas. We've had lots of numbers to write for this one. Okay, now we're ready for the lesson. Our brains are ready. We've gotten warmed up, and now we're ready for this lesson. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here, and I'm going to record a second video for lesson 2, so that way you're not on here for a super long amount of time, because that took 15 minutes just to do those 2 pages. So I'm going to have you pause here, take a little break, and then come back, and I will have a second lesson, or I will have a second video for lesson 1.